Since early 2020 there had been speculation that Nintendo would be putting together some of the best 3D Mario games in a single collection due to the fact that 2020 is Mario's 35th anniversary. Then Nintendo casually dropped a Mario Direct unveiling Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and that includes Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario Galaxy. This is a collection of some of the best 3D platform games of all time, but it feels like Nintendo could have done a little bit better when it comes to celebrating the 35th birthday of one of their most iconic characters. Super Mario 3D All-Stars, on the face of it, is a wonderful collection. We've got 1997 Super Mario 64, and that revolutionised 3D platformers. We've got 2002 Super Mario Sunshine, which improved on many of Super Mario 64's mechanics and added the new flood system. And finally, we've got 2007 Super Mario Galaxy, which is an absolutely wonderful and magical experience. However, when brought together in this collection, for some reason, it doesn't feel as good as it could be. But before I get into these shortcomings, let's have a look at the games first. First of all, we've got Super Mario 64, and it stays pretty true to the original game with some graphical upgrades on Nintendo Switch. The game stays at the original aspect ratio and runs about 30 frames per second, and it plays just like the Super Mario 64 I remember. I got this as an import from Hong Kong in the UK back in the day before the internet was widely available, and I still remember playing it over and over as a teenager. Super Mario 64 holds up pretty well, albeit with a few camera issues, and that even may be true to its original form. The game is still as fun as it was back in the day, and the visuals look really crisp. Then there's that familiar music and open feel to the game which takes me right back. It's incredible to think that Nintendo made this 3D platformer and executed it so well on their first try. To take Mario and transfer that feeling of movement and joy of exploration from 2D to 3D, even today this game either tops or is a mainstay of top 10 games of all time lists. Super Mario Sunshine is an interesting one to go back to. Arguably, of the games of this 3D collection, it's the weakest entry, but that's not to say it's a bad game at all. Just when you compare it to two of the greatest games of all time, the flaws are much more obvious. Nintendo introduced the flood system into this game, allowing Mario to spray water, attack and move in new ways. It's still a fun adventure, with many of the characters this time given voice lines, and there's a significant graphical upgrade over Super Mario 64. Gone are the polygons and the sharp edges, and this one is much more closer to the visuals of Super Mario that we know and love today. Super Mario Sunshine didn't manage to live up to the very high expectations set for it by Super Mario 64, but it's still a good entry in the overall history of Super Mario games. If you're coming to this fresh and have never experienced Super Mario Sunshine, then it's still worth playing through. Super Mario Galaxy, on the other hand, is much more like it and perhaps one of the most ambitious Mario games in the series. This port onto a Nintendo Switch looks absolutely beautiful and has stood the test of time, with it being a 13-year-old game. Motion controls are mixed with traditional controls, and Mario is taken to a new level with the ability to explore the cosmos. Mario can navigate little planets, and the sense of gravity, exploration and space is turned on its head. Nintendo really innovated here and elevated Mario to a new level after the semi-lackluster showing of Super Mario Sunshine. This game is an absolute joy to explore from start to finish, with Nintendo trying out new ideas all the way through. The gravity and Mario's traversal across the planets and moons is truly something to behold. Super Mario Galaxy is the one that I keep coming back to time and time again in this collection. Its story, the graphics and the music are all wonderful, and perhaps one of Nintendo's greatest achievements in the long history of making amazing video games. The only tricky thing here with porting this one to Nintendo Switch is the motion controls, and this game was designed with the Wii Remote in mind, and you can use a combination here of the motion controls and the Pro Controller, or in handheld mode by using the touchscreen. It's a great experience going back to all three of these titles, however it still feels like Nintendo could have done more for the 35th anniversary 3D collection. When you load up the game, you can either select the games or the soundtracks of each game, and that is about it. Super Mario 64 could have done with a 16:9 mode, although Nintendo may have wanted to stay true to its original form as possible, and not being a game developer, I don't know how much work it would have been to convert the game to modern day widescreen. It would have been nice to have some artwork or something a little extra to explore, for example with Mario's development, the characters, and some of the design decisions of the game. The games are great, and it's awesome to have them on Nintendo Switch, but when you look at other collections and what they've done for big anniversaries, and this is Super Mario after all, I still feel like Nintendo could have done much more with this package. Then there's the missing entries here. So Super Mario Galaxy 2 is often regarded as good, if not better than the original, and there was an outcry from fans when this was originally announced. Super Mario 3D World has been excluded from the collection in favour of its own standalone release, coming in early 2021. And the final thing I wanted to touch on was the limited release window. This one is quite odd. So Super Mario 3D All-Stars has been made available for physical or digital purchase until the end of March 2021. After that, it's going away. This seems a little bit weird, although Nintendo could have been wanting to commemorate the 35th anniversary with a kind of had to be there collection. It does feel like a strange move, as many people could discover this collection after the fact. You know, I immediately pre-ordered the physical collection because I want to kind of keep it. I don't normally go for these types of things, but with it being a Mario collection, I just had to order it. It's not something I normally do, and this one has already shot up to the 3rd best-selling game of the year in 2020, meaning Nintendo once again has struck gold, hot on the heels of their earlier success this year with Animal Crossing New Horizons. This is a collection of some of the best 3D Mario games out there, with Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Galaxy being near perfect games. Super Mario Sunshine is an interesting one that's worth playing, but if you've never experienced Super Mario before Super Mario Odyssey on Nintendo Switch, then it's definitely worth checking out this collection and understanding how we got to modern day Mario games. It would have been great for Nintendo to celebrate this collection a little bit more in-game, but for me, Super Mario Galaxy is worth the price tag alone, and it's a great bonus to have the other 2 games on there, even if they don't hold up quite as well as they do in my memory. So the games, of course, were developed by Nintendo. It's available on Nintendo Switch, and it was originally released on the 18th of September 2020, and it's available until March 31st, 2021.